Hey, what is going on, guys, and welcome back to another episode of the FIFA 17 career mode. This is episode number 81, and we started today's episode off with some player training there, and also 2 international friendlies with Spain as we play Portugal and Sweden away. And a question for you guys today as well to start the episode off, and that is, do you want me to play the Euros come the end of the season? Now, normally with a national team, I will play the tournaments come the end of the season, the Euros or the World Cup, for example, but I know some of you guys aren't really too keen on international management. So do you want me to play the Euros, yes or no? I probably will anyway, just because I like it, but I want to see if you guys don't want me to do it. If there's enough of you that would rather me skip it and go straight into Season 5, then I'm happy to do that instead.
Well, I don't think we look at Borussia Dortmund as a defensive team, but this season they've been exceptional in that respect.
Well, they've got some good individuals at the back, and they've also got great understanding across that back line.
And for the first game of the episode here, we take on Hoffenheim away from home in the Bundesliga, coming on the back of that win over Bayer Leverkusen in the last game, in the last episode. And that episode also featured the crazy 6-2 win against Anderlecht at home in the Champions League group stage. So far, our biggest win of the season and the series today as well. So coming to this game, I was definitely fancying my chances of extending the win streak to 3. And this game, not much really happened in the first half until 9 minutes before the break, when Omre Moore, starting up top alongside Aubameyang in this game, went for a different strike partnership, was taken down by the goalkeeper, and the referee awarded a penalty, which I do believe is just our first or possibly second penalty of the season. So spot kick to Borussia Dortmund, Aubameyang would stand up and take it, and what a penalty as well. I said a couple episodes ago in the penalty shootout against Bayern Munich, I'm rubbish at penalties this year. I miss a lot more than I used to. I used to have like a 9 out of 10 conversion rate. I was really deadly from 12 yards, but now not quite as good. But that was one hell of a spot kick there from Aubameyang right into the top corner. Goalkeeper sent the wrong way, and even if he went the right way, he was getting nowhere near that one. So Hoffenheim 0, Dortmund 1, and we take the lead in the first half. Just before the break, you had a good chance to double our lead as well. It was the goal scorer Aubameyang cutting in from the left here to take it round his man, going for goal. It was a good save with the goalkeeper though, and Nicholas Saul cleared it behind for a corner. So we still led by 1, but Aubameyang was looking very good in the first half, already with 1 goal as he looked for his second of the game. And from the corner, Marc Bartra got on the end of the Diego Menendez corner into the box, but unfortunately the Spanish centre-back could only hit the post, and Hoffenheim escaped. We were leading by 1 going into the second half. Hoffenheim had done absolutely nothing in this game, and in the second half there was still very few chances where Hoffenheim were doing very little, and defensively speaking, they were also extremely exposed, because every single time we went forward, they kept on giving the ball away, and Nicholas Saul here was guilty of a terrible first touch, which allowed Diego Menendez to nick the ball off his toes, go through one-on-one, and just like in the first half, I tried to round the goalkeeper and go through for an open goal, but instead the goalkeeper said, no, I'm not going to let you humiliate me. So for the second time in the game, he clatters down one of our forwards, Diego hits the deck and wins us a penalty, the second one of the game, and a chance to make it 2-0. Aubameyang was off the pitch, so Diego, the man that won the penalty, would stand up and take it. He went to the same corner as Aubameyang, this time though a little bit lower than the top corner, but in the end it's the same result. He finds the back of the net for his second goal of the game, his first goal of the game, as we get our second and make it Hoffenheim 0, Borussia Dortmund 2. And Diego Menendez this season is just having an absolutely outstanding year. I know this one was from the spot, don't get me wrong, so I was expecting him to score anyway, but he is just on fire right now, and without question set for his best goal scoring season of the series so far. And since taking him to Germany, he's looked a different player. Ever since I made him cam last season due to your suggestions, he's been so much better, but now here in Germany, he's the star of the team. At Middlesbrough, it was all about the team, but right now Borussia Dortmund, despite the fact a lot of other players are playing well this season, Aubameyang, Davis, Muller as well, Menendez is without question our best player on the pitch at the moment. He is just on fire. So 2-0 the final score. He could have got his second in the game later on with the final kick of the game, but I put the shot over the bar, and we did win the game by 2 goals to 0. And really, there was only one team in this game from start to finish. Hoffenheim did very little from the first whistle till the last, and we get a very easy, comfortable 3 points as we stay top of the Bundesliga. So, you know, I did say when we started the season off, we were looking a little bit unconvincing, and to be fair, we still haven't been as good as I want us to be. I know this Borussia Dortmund side is really, really strong. I know I inherited a really, really awesome team, and we spent £150 million in the summer transfer window. I wanted us to be a little bit more dominant, but that's now 3 wins in a row so far, our longest win streak of the season so far. So hopefully we can continue that with a big win here in the second game of 4 in today's episode as you take on Lyon away in France in a massive game. It's the penultimate game of the Champions League group stage where a win will put us through to the next round of the Champions League. So a really important game, this one. That's why I did pick a really strong lineup. Couldn't go to a weakened side for this one. I need to make sure we will get ourselves through with a game to spare. And the first chance fell to us as well just 3 minutes in. Nabil Fekir on the ball was tackled by our skipper Marco Reus, and the Hoover played it through towards Julian Weigl. We went on the counter-attack here, and as Werner received the ball down the right-hand side, he was rested in the game against Hoffenheim, so I could use his pace in this one on the break to try and get some chances. He set up his strike partner here for a really great chance just 5 minutes in, but Aubameyang went for the acrobatics, but unfortunately could not hit the target. So still 0-0, but another chance here in the 19th minute, and once again it's Timo Werner using his pace to get inside. This time he goes for goal himself, but Anthony Lopez makes a great save and turns behind for a corner. So we were still tied at 0-0 in this game. Lyon did have one chance here, 9 minutes before the break from his corner, whipped into the middle, and Gonlon's head was deflected, and Michael Muller did really well to adjust his body, get something on the shot, and turn the ball away. So still 0-0, and another chance fell here with just 5 minutes to go in the first half. Lyon searching for that first goal, but once again Michael Muller stands big and makes a really smart save. So still 0-0 in the first half. That was how the first half finished as well, in a pretty even and balanced first half. But in the second half, just 5 minutes after the restart here, Bendel and Weigl play a 1-2 as we go down the right hand side. Our centre-back ball rolls round one and finds Aubameyang down this right flank, who cuts past Nkulo with the step over, rolls it through towards Julian Weigl, and if that fell to anyone else, I'm pretty sure we would have found the back of the net. Instead, the shot was so tame, he basically scuffed the shot really, miskicked to kick the ground probably, and Lopez made a pretty simple save. So still 0-0, but later on in the game we went in search of the winner, and with 8 minutes to go had a really good chance here. Then Dembele crossed the wings in the middle, found Diego off the bench, good touch to beat his man, but Lopez made a great stop to deny our Spaniard and keep the score at 0-0. So we were still tied, still deadlocked as we went into the final few minutes, and the final chance fell here for Lyon as well, just 4 minutes to go. Romero sprints down the right hand side and plays it inside towards Jordan Ferry. His first pass is deflected, it comes straight back to him off Mikel Merino's deflection. He finds his man Lopez inside the area, and I gotta say, when this goal went in, I was just about ready to throw my controller out of the window. Lyon 1, Borussia Dortmund 0. With 2.5 minutes to go, the French club secured a point that will send them through to the next round of the Champions League, and I could not believe this. Just look at this on the replay. We know that shielding is OP this year. I was desperately trying to get the ball off him with Weigl, I think it was, but he was just backing into it and just thinking, come on bruv, come on, try and get the ball off me. You can't do it, can ya? So I've got the strength of 1,000 men, holds his man off, turns on the swivel and shoots as well into, well, it didn't go into the bottom corner, well it sort of did, but it hit one post, went across the goal line and then into the next corner, and I was just like, come on man, seriously, that is just so harsh. I don't know what I was supposed to do in that situation there. I was desperately just like hammering down circles, trying to put some pressure on, try and get a foot in on the ball, wrap the leg around Lopez who was shielding it there, and try and get the ball off him, or just have someone, I was holding down R1 as well, someone run around the outside whilst he's still shielding and nick the ball off his toes. I just couldn't do it though, and unfortunately Lyon get the 3 points, and that means that going in to the final Champions League group game away against Manchester United, which you'll see in the next episode, it's lose and we're eliminated. Simple as that. Right now we're ahead of United on the goal difference standings, but if we do lose away in England and have 2 defeats on the trot in the Champions League, that'll be us out of the group in the 3rd place position and going into the Europa League instead. So it all depends what we do in that final Champions League game against Manchester United. Win or draw and we're through, but lose and it'll be total humiliation and we'll be exiting the Champions League in the group stage. So it's finally over then. Our first defeat as Borussia Dortmund, the long unbeaten streak does end there. Absolutely gutted about it. It was going to happen at some point. It was always going to happen at some point, but still, finally we have lost. It's finally over and the undefeated streak is ended by the French club Lyon. So going into the third of 4 games today, we would return back to Germany, return back to a home crowd in the Bundesliga, and we were desperate to return to winning ways as well. We needed to respond after that first defeat as Dortmund manager and get a big 3 points here against Mainz back in the Bundesliga and stay top of the table. First couple of chances fell to us. Aubameyang had 2 attempts, first shooting the ball wide and then hitting the bar, and then the 19th minute he said, you know what, I clearly can't finish in this game, so Diego, you set me up twice, I'll give you the ball this time and see what you can do, show me how it's done, and Diego Menendez does just that. Menendez with another goal, his 3rd in 3 appearances appearances, no, sorry, third in 4 appearances for Borussia Dortmund. He is just on fire right now. He is unbelievable. It's another goal for our number 8. It's number 8 for the season in the Bundesliga. He opens the scoring and makes it Dortmund 1, Mainz 0 in the first half. We were playing very well in. So 1-0 to Borussia Dortmund. We had a good chance to double our lead here as well, just past the hour mark. Menendez going on a storming run down the right-hand side. A couple of lovely skill moves here. Goes for the rainbow flick assist that he pulled off last season in the Middlesbrough shirt. Finds Marco Reus, but he's denied by a great save of the goalkeeper, and it is still 1-0. With 12 minutes to go, though, we were still leading by a goal, and I switched to a counter-attacking philosophy as I went in search of our second goal. And after Flume found Shinji Kagawa here, the Japanese playmaker found Andre Schürrle, who played it back towards the former United midfielder. He found Diego Menendez, who rolled it through towards Timo Werner, going through one-on-one, and Werner, just like Menendez, just like Aubameyang, continues his very good start to the season as he's rolled the ball through by our Spanish cam, and he rifles the ball into the top corner to put the game beyond doubt and give us the 3 points. So Timo Werner having a great start to the season. I put him in the first team. I've trusted this young striker, and he's repaying my faith. Good ball through by Menendez, and what a finish this was, across the body of the goalkeeper and right in to the top corner. So Borussia Dortmund 2, Mainz 0. We had to respond, get another win here on the back of that first defeat as manager of Borussia Dortmund, and that's exactly what we did. A really controlled, composed win, and a deserved 3 points at home as well. Mainz didn't really threaten this game at all. It said they had 5 shots come the end of the game, which maybe they did, but most are off target. Only one hit the target apparently, and I don't even remember that one. So 2-0 the final score. We get the win. We are still top of the table, and I am just delighted with that. So before we move into the final game of the episode here, the 4th and final game of the episode, you can take a look at the squad report and the league table as well. You can see how the players are currently doing as we now enter December, so just 1 month away from the January transfer window. We have about £18 million in our budget, so I think I will look to sign one more player, but I'm not entirely sure who I'll look to bring in to Borussia Dortmund. I have a couple of targets in mind, a couple of players on my shortlist, but I'm not entirely sure who I'll be going in search of. But you can see the team here. It's looking good. You know, we don't really need to sign anyone in January right now. We're still top of the table in the Bundesliga, and as things stand with 1 game to go, still have a very good chance of qualifying for the next round of the Champions League. We're still in the Deutsche Pokal as well, in around the 16 stage, so we don't really need to sign anyone, but I probably will sign one more player with the money left over. So we'll look at the team then, how it's currently getting on. A couple of players are decreasing in stats, a bit of a shame, but not too big of a deal for me, as most players are doing quite well. And also the league table as well, as you can see, 12 games in, it's us and Schalke right now who are the top 2. We've got 26 points, Schalke are 1 point behind with 25. I do predict Bayern will catch up at some point, because they always do really in the Bundesliga, as do Leverkusen sometimes, but I think that right now Schalke are looking our strongest rivals for the title as things stand. Obviously, I mean, you just saw the table right there. It could not be the case, could it? But still, for the 4th and final game of the episode here, we had a boost just before the game, seeing that Matthias Ginter is returning from injury. That's fantastic. So Ginter and Durm both making their way back into the first team after their lengthy injuries. And we take on FC Cologne for our 4th and final game here away from home, looking to get another win in the Bundesliga and extend the win streak in the league to 4 or possibly 5 games. First chance fell to us 32 minutes in. Aubameyang found Timo Werner, the man of the moment right now alongside Aubameyang. It was a great save of the goalkeeper, and eventually Dembele dribbled the ball out of play. It was still 0-0 at the break though, still deadlocked and goalless, and unfortunately that was how the game would finish as well. Final score away in FC Cologne, 0-0, and I've got to say, that was a really poor game. And I said there were 4 games today, I may as well not even have showed you that one. It was a terrible, terrible game. You can see there were a few attempts in the stats, but really, only one meaningful chance. The game did finish as a goalless draw. A bit of a damp squib, sorry about that. It was all about defense, really. Both teams defended very well and shut the other one out. But anyway, not too big of a deal. I'll take the goalless draw in that one. I say I'll take the goalless draw. I'll take a 0-0 draw. I'll take a draw, basically, because it's not a terrible result, and at least we're still undefeated in the Bundesliga. But that will end today's episode of the FIFA 17 career mode, guys. So a massive thank you for watching. I really hope you have enjoyed it. If you have enjoyed today's episode, then please do leave a like, as likes are of course very much appreciated, and they really help the channel grow as well. Much love to you all. Have a fantastic Christmas tomorrow if you are celebrating it, and I'll see you for the next episode of career mode very soon.